We are here at the city sewer plant, City of Sulphur Springs, and we're going to pan the whole operation so that you can see what the Sulphur Springs plant. This is one of the stirring, in fact there are 4 stirring applications here, and you can see the whole view of the system. In the far view over there is a big holding tank. There's another large holding tank, and there's the 3rd holding tank. From there, the material processes into the small building that you're seeing, and that's called the belt press building. From there, you can start to see our new building, which has a canopy connecting their press building to our new 10,000 square foot composting site building. What we're going to do today is to take you through what happens in the process. Material comes into this press building. From there you can see the conveyor which brings it from the press out into a truck. Now in the past they would take the truck after it was full and haul it to the landfill. Now we have connected their belt press conveyor to our building with that blue belt conveyor. So we can now go into the building to see what the next step is. The door that we're going to go in is our big delivery door where the materials, the dry carbon material, the sawdust, comes into our building. And the first thing you will see is a large pile of fresh, clean sawdust. This material is then mixed. And we'll scan over here. You can see the skid steer is loading the sawdust into one of the mixers. Now overhead, the conveyor belt is bringing in the biosolids. So as the sawdust and the operator has a recipe that he works, each one of those mixers has a scale. So the recipe calls for so many thousand pounds of sawdust, which he is now placing see. It's a very easy, this is all a one-man operation. Kind of dusty. You can see the dust coming up from the dry sawdust. And of course it's very important that the carbon material be a dry product, because the materials coming from the belt press, the biosolid material, is a wet product. So we need to mix the dry and the wet. Now after the material has thoroughly mixed, we have 2 mixers, and what you'll see right now is the number 2 mixer is downloading. In fact, it's just about empty. You can see just a little bit left coming out. And that goes up and it's being put in one of the composters. We have 2 composters here. It's a very smooth flow. It's hard to see from here exactly, but there's 2 composters. The material comes up. Maybe we can still follow it over. You can see there's an overhead conveyor that takes it to either number 1 or number 2. Let's see if we can get up on top of that and kind of follow it down through there. It's going into number 1. There's a plow off, and the material is being plowed off into the first composter. if they were filling the second one, why the material would come over and drop into number 2, which is a 10-foot by 50-foot composter. But right now it's being dumped into number 1 composter, which is an 8-foot by 50-foot. See if we can get a better view. You can see the material coming off of the upright conveyor onto the little one and into the drum. Now as it goes through the drum, at the back, I'm not sure if you can see the steam coming out of the back of the drum. Maybe if I get a little bit closer. But you can see the conveyors, the motors that drive the 2 composters. But it's interesting to see the steam coming out of these composters. That tells you how hot the material is. And as the drums turn, there's oxygen being fed in the front of the composters so that the microbes can live and activate. This is an aerobic system, so it has to have oxygen. We'll now try to run back here to the back of the composter to see if, at least, I'm not sure if they're downloading any material right now, but as we get over here, we can see that they're not downloading right now, but they open those doors on the back of the composters, and the material comes out onto this horizontal belt conveyor, goes down, drops onto the vertical, goes up, drops into a stacking auger. This stacking auger, as it runs, it just makes one great big long windrow. And then from here, the material is transferred out to the department where they further process it, bag it, screen it, do various things. But that kind of gives you a thumbnail description of the whole concept. Everything comes in this door and leaves by this door, except for the biosolids. Hope this clears up some questions that you may have. Thank you.